All right, today we're going to be talking about house hacking, okay? How you can actually live for free, so rent free, and also build wealth at the exact same time. So it's a very simple strategy. So say you go and buy a house. There's your house number one, right? So this is your first house you buy. And let's say it has a basement apartment, okay? There's your basement entrance. There's your entrance. Never seen a house built like that, but today that's what we're dealing with. Okay, so this house, let's say your total monthly payment, okay, is let's say something, that's common in today's day, somewhere around $3,000 a month, okay? So that's your monthly payment. You and your family live in the upstairs, right? And then you rent out the basement, okay? So you get into this house, that's your monthly payment, and then you rent out the basement, hopefully to a single person because they're the best type of renters. Just kidding. To whoever you want, right? And they are paying, a good rent rate today for a basement apartment is somewhere around $1,500. Okay, so in this case, so this is the rent. So you're not living for free, right? But that is subsidizing your monthly payment every month. So you are living in a house for $1,500, right? And you own that house. Okay, so why own versus renting, right? In some cases, honestly, renting could be a better scenario. But in this case, I would definitely do this scenario, and here's why. Okay, so with that case there, with your monthly payment being $3,000 a month, okay, so part of that payment, so say your interest rate is somewhere around 6% interest rate. So in that payment, you're gonna have interest, and you're going to have principal. Okay, and then you're also going to have taxes and insurance. Okay, so interest is the portion that's going toward, you're losing it. So that amount that's going towards interest, it's gone, right? You're never going to see that money again. It's gone. And so let's say when you start off your loan, $1,500 of that is going towards interest. And let's say $1,000 a month is going towards principal, and then you have your other $500. So you have $400 going to insurance, and then you have another $100 going to taxes, right? And that's monthly, on a monthly plan there. Okay, make sure my math is right here. 3,000. Okay, so this gone, right in the garbage. That's your garbage. Okay, but your principal, you can think of this as going towards your house bank. And I'm not very good at drawing. Okay, so this is your bank. All right, so this money right here, you actually get to keep. Okay, so you can think of this amount that you're paying every month going towards a bank that you get access when you sell your house or you refinance, do a cash out refinance, okay? And then taxes, this also goes to the garbage, and so does insurance. But something amazing is these things you get to write off on your taxes every year, okay? Interest and insurance, and obviously your taxes that you pay, okay? So that $1,000 every month, right? So times by 12, that's $12,000 a year. Okay, so you get to access that money. Okay, there you go. So now, let's say your house appreciates. Okay, so you still have renters in the basement. You're paying some money, right? So really only a portion of that money is going towards interest that you're losing, and the rest is going back into the bank, right? So now, let's say your house appreciates 5%, right? And let's say that equates to somewhere around $20,000 a year, depending on what your purchase price was. Okay, So that is also going up each year. So now let's say you live in that house and you keep renters in the basement that entire time. And now your house, let's say, right, it's gone up in value by $100,000. Okay. Now, let's say you move out of that house. Boom. So this is house number 1 that has the rental in the basement. So now you want to move out. Okay. But you want to keep this house. So it's like, who has, 20% down payment laying around, to buy another house? Well, you do, because your house is appreciated and you've kept renters in the basement and you've been paying down your principal payment every single month. So you now have enough money to go buy another house, okay? And how you do that is through a cash out refinance, okay? And let's say this house, though, is a 4-plex. Booyah. Here's my doors, okay? So here's what happens. You have, 5 years times by your $12,000 in principal pay down, right? So you have 60 grand. Oops. Yep. Okay. You have 60 grand plus the amount that your house is appreciated. Okay. Okay, that's how much equity you now have in that house. Okay. So now you have a total equity of $160,000 that you could potentially access through a cash out refinance. So I'm going to show you how that math works. Okay. Okay, so you're trying to cash out refinance from your house that you were renting out the basement. You're going to move out. Okay. So to do that, so let's say your house was worth $500,000. And now, okay, so it was originally worth $500,000. You got into it at, you brought $20% to buy that house. Okay, so your current loan was $40,000, but you've paid down that loan $60,000, right? So now you're at $340,000. That's your current loan balance, and your house has gone up in value. Okay. So now your house is worth, what did we say? It was worth $600,000 now because of appreciation, right? $500,000 plus $100,000, but you get to keep your original loan amount, okay? So you're only allowed to pull out from a cash out refinance 80% of whatever equity you have available in your house, okay? So how to calculate that? What you would do is, so you go 600,000 minus your 340,000, because that's what you owe, and now that leaves us with 260. Yeah, 260,000. And just to point something out, in this scenario, it's considering that you already put 100 grand into this house as a down payment up front. So if you had put 100 grand into it up front as a down payment, right, then your total equity position in this house would be $260,000, okay? So you've doubled plus more your money over that time, okay? So now you're able to access, so whatever your house is worth, so 600,000, so they'll come and do an appraisal on your house, and they'll say, okay, yep, it looks like your house is worth 600,000, okay? And now you're able to take, let me make sure you can see this all over here, yep. 80% of that amount. Okay, so you're allowed to borrow up to 80% of what your house is worth minus what you still owe on the house. Okay, so you still owe this 340,000. Okay, okay, so 80% of this is 480,000. Okay, so that's 80% of what our house is worth. Now we just need to subtract what we have, what we still owe. Okay, so that is, making it complicated for myself here. That's 140,000. Okay, so that's what you're able to access as a cash out refinance. Okay, so now with that amount, okay, so you get a new loan. Hopefully interest rates went down, so that would be even better, right? So let me just map this out. 140,000 Okay, so on your first house, as you know, up and down rental. Now you move out. Now you put a tenant in upstairs who's also paying, maybe since it's an upstairs apartment, they're paying $1750. Basement renters are still paying $1,500. Okay, and now you've refinanced your house and rates went down, let's say. So now you're at a 5% interest rate, and now your monthly payment is $2,700. Okay, so now you're making cash flow off of that, and you're able to take that. Hopefully I remember. I think it was $140,000 from your cash out refinance, and put that into a down payment on your fourplex. Okay, so now you bought this fourplex, 140. Let's see how much you can afford with that. So if you use every penny of this, right, you can actually get into this property, and this property could be up to $700,000. Okay, so now what's happened, right? Now you're stepping away from this and you're making a cash flow of $2,700, and then you got your 200 or 3,250. Okay, you're making a net cash flow of $550. Struggling with the pen right now. Goodness. Okay, so this house is bringing you a cash flow of $550, and now this property, this room rents out, or this unit rents out for $1,200. This unit for $1,200. This unit for $1,200, and then you live in that unit. So let's see, 3,600. Okay, that is what you're making in rent. Okay, and in this scenario, you're most likely living rent-free. Okay, so if your interest rate, let's say it was somewhere around 5.5% interest, your monthly payment would be like about let's call it $3,200. So your total, you'll actually make a cash flow. So monthly is $3,200. So your net cash flow is $400. Okay, so you're living again rent-free plus a cash flow of $400, and now you have yourself two properties. So every month you're making $950 in cash flow. And guess what? You're going to do the exact same thing. Eventually, you're going to move out of this. You're going to add an additional $1,200 of cash flow to your pocket, and you're chilling. This is actually a super wise strategy to do. Say you're in college, and you can house hop pretty frequently, and rack up some units pretty quick. So Brandon Turner teaches to go from one unit to then a duplex, right, to a fourplex, then to an eightplex, and keep going bigger and bigger because you're able to pull out more money each time. So see you in the next one.